Guys, you have had not your first album, but essentially your first album to the world.
Yeah.
It's been out for a while, and it's been huge. How, or could you have ever thought that you would be actually touring the world?
No. We, when we made the record, we really made it. I mean, we just kind of made music that we wanted to hear, and we never thought that it would get to this level. We knew that we had, won some fans over because we toured so much on the indie record. We did a lot of touring on that, and we knew that we had a pretty good, strong fan base. But we could have never dreamed that it would have gotten to this level. That we've been to Japan and England and Germany, and now to Australia, and I would have never thought that could have happened.
And your first album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, it was an indie. When you were offered the major deal, was there ever did you ever think of just staying as an indie band?
Well, when we took a long time before we decided to sign with a major. We were in extensive meetings, and we met with a lot of people, and we just basically, within a couple of months of us being a band, major labels were for whatever reason already talking to us, and for about a year and a half we just told them, no, we just want to be a band, we want to be left alone, that's what we want. And they were cool, people stayed away. What happened was we were doing so much touring and so much work, and we kept hearing that I can't find your record in stores, and you work so hard playing shows for kids and hoping that they'll be able to take home a CD or find a CD if they're interested in it, or maybe even find it on the internet, and kids couldn't find their music, and that's kind of what drove us to sign to a major. It was really just so kids could get our music. So.
Anyone ever accuse you of selling out?
Oh,
to our face.
Yeah. There's been a couple of interviewers or kids that they say it in a roundabout way, a lot of times kind of. No, I'm not saying that at all. There's definitely been times where we've done interviews where people, it's almost, we know when people are getting to that question, because it's almost like they start asking the question and then this question and boom.
It's not really that new anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You must be. You play the same songs every night.
No,
You don't have to be.
Yeah, every once in a while you want to, as a musician, you always want to be playing new material, you always want to be playing new stuff. We still have fun playing the songs, but I think we're definitely at that point where we just have a great desire to write new stuff and play new stuff for people. I think that maybe kids are tired of listening to this these songs, and they want to hear something new, and we want to play something new. So that's where we're at. It's not it's not like we don't like playing the songs, but we're just ready for something new.
Are you at the point where you can start writing a new album?
Yeah.
Have you started writing a new album?
Yeah, we've been writing material for about probably over a year now.
Yeah,
right?
we've been
about over a year. Yeah,
we've been
whenever we have a chance or we feel inspired.
Yeah, we've been writing on the road. It's hard to write on the road sometimes. When you're on tour, you don't get to practice really. You just show up to a venue, you sound check for 20 minutes, maybe a half hour if you're lucky, and you play your set, and that's pretty much it. You don't have access to your instruments. You can jam on guitar, but you can't have a full practice. It's almost impossible. And
is that how you guys write? Everyone in a room?
Yeah, well, usually, most songs are written, whether it's one person coming up with a riff, Gerard, having a vocal melody, and then it always comes from there. And usually the best way to write songs we've found is the less you have going on at first. You get the core of the song, and then you start adding parts, and you start adding everybody. So usually, it'll be just me and Gerard to work on a part and work something out, work on an arrangement, and then we'll start bringing in the rest of the stuff. But it's just hard to do that on the road. So we're very close to the writing process. We're after this tour's over, we're going to take a month off and then get to the practice studio.
Do you have to write the catchiest things ever? Because I've had I'm Not Okay stuck in my head now, and I cannot get it out. Do you actually sit down and go, oh, we've got to write a hook, we've got to make a hook?
We just write songs that we would want to hear, you know. And if they happen to be catchy, we like catchy songs, you know. I mean, there's stuff that's not on that record that's not exactly Hook City, you know. But then there's some songs that are. I mean, it's just we write what we write, you know.
Yeah, there's it's weird. Like, there's never there's no magic formula. You know, there's not like you know, like we sit in a room and like, you know, we throw this there and then throw that there and then throw this there, a little bit of salt, and then you have a great chorus, like, or a great hook. It's all you know, it's natural, and you know, it just comes off the top of the head. But whenever you do hear something, you know, that hits you in the heart, you know, you have a feeling that it's going to touch other people like that. And so it's not like a calculated thing. You know, hooks, there's nothing wrong with hooks. Hooks is really what all music has been founded on. It's a hook is not, you know, it's something that catches your ear and you know, affects you. And so there's nothing bad about that, and there's no like sinister thing that we, you know, there's no formula that we have for it. It just happens.
And what about the My Chemical Romance guitar that was auctioned off recently for some charity? And you're giving me a really blank look there.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we've sent tons of guitars that have gone to charity.
yeah, I'm not sure
I
which.
don't know which one.
I'm not sure exactly which charity. We've done a lot of stuff like T-shirts, and I don't know if there's like one specific.
It was on. It was in the news section of your website. It's maybe not the most recent.
Yeah, we did a bunch of them too.
Yeah, we just sent out. At the end of this tour, we just sent out like we just shipped two guitars that we signed back. Yeah, we do like we do a lot of stuff like that. We just
do they make a lot of
for,
money?
like breast cancer? I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't like.
We don't really look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, we hope they would, you know, but we don't like, you know.
And I suppose if you're giving that to charity, then it'll stop people just selling all your stuff on eBay.
Well, the eBay stuff is like, I mean, that's hard to fight. We try as much as we can. We kind of know what an eBay person looks like, and that's shitty to say.
Yeah.
But there's kind of like they just have a certain look. Like you can almost tell that they're not a fan of the band. And whenever we get that sense, we ask them, you know, what's your favorite song? Name this off the CD. What's you know, we ask them questions and questions that, you know, your average fan should know. And then if, you know, sometimes, you know, you just tell them to fuck off. And there's little things that are giveaways.
Yeah,
you know,
like
that we know.
something glossy that they made or printed out, or some sort of, you know, they'll pull out a brand new guitar,
Right.
or a drum head.
Yeah,
You can tell that they don't
show up
who
to
you
shows
are.
with like pit guards.
Oh, pick guards, yeah.
Like, it's just,
That means
they
that
just tell them to, like,
they didn't even want to. They were too lazy to even bring the guitar to try to show you into signing it.
With pick guards. Oh, pick, yeah.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times, too, like, you know, we've checked out some of those auctions, and it's just blatantly not us. Like, people just because we're starting to not, you know, we just at this point in our career, like, we know who's selling for eBay and we can spot them. That people are just like signing their own stuff at home and selling it as art, and that's shitty, you know.
Yeah, my friend sent me a link. It was, you know, our action figures that had just come out, and it was the action figure of me, but it was signed on the card, and I've never actually physically,
we've never seen the actual
physically touched
packaging
one,
of
but
it.
apparently I signed one, and it's okay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
People are getting sucked in. What was with the action?
this is one of those things, you know. Like, I mean,
It's cool.
we're into action figures.
Yeah.
Why
Someone
not
make an
why
action
not have
figure
them
of me.
of yourselves? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all, you know, huge fans of comic books, and we're all toy collectors, and we've been asked to do a lot of stuff, you know, like from lunch boxes to coffee mugs, and, you know, when a band or anything has some success, like, there's people that want to put that label, that band name on everything that they see, because they see me. And we just say no to all that stuff. But the action figures is something that we collect, that we're into. We thought that our fans would be into. So